Hi guys, Heidi here. Today's just a little a little talk. So I've been wanting to talk about this for a minute. It's been on my mind, and also it's been really on my mind. It's very hard. And what I want to do with this channel is basically bring spirituality into everyday life, maybe some tips and like that, because I recently went through a spiritual awakening maybe like 2 years ago. Oh my gosh, 2 years, can you believe that? And I've come very far. I'm progressing far. However, with spiritual awakening, you still have to live in the 3D, and you have 3D problems. So one of the 3D problems I have is actually grief. My mother died in November of last year, and it's just the 1st of May. It's gonna be in May. Sorry. I know that it's a little like, oh, is she grieving? And yeah, I am. There's different types of grieving, and there's no wrong way to grieve. So if you think crying and stuff like that is like the only way, you're wrong. So my mom was everything to me, okay? We didn't get along. We weren't always the best of friends. We constantly disagreed on everything because she's very religious and I'm not. Like, I was spiritual, and like there was a stuff that she didn't believe in, and it was going against her religion. But I was really close to my mom. She was everything to me. I grew up basically suicidal, like very unaliving myself my whole life until I was like 26, and then it was more like ideation. So my mom, she was told by a doctor when I was in elementary, let's put it this way, that I wouldn't make it past 16. Most likely I would be gone. I would unalive myself. I also wouldn't, if I get past 16, I wouldn't have a job. She needed to make sure I had food, water, and my medicine, and a place to live, a bed. And she always thought, she always made sure that I had that. So she always did take care of me. I love my mom, and it was one of the worst times. I could have been a lot worse. If I didn't go through the spiritual awakening, I wouldn't have made it that far, like as far as I have. And it's one of the hardest things I've gone through. So during this awakening, I knew my mom was getting older and her health was going. So I wrote down like a bunch of stuff. The spiritual awakening, jotting down all this shiz to like help me in the future. And I did put these things. So there's 3 ways to cope with loss. And this doesn't mean like a family loss. It could be a dog. I know people who lost their dog, who was basically their child, and they're lost. I know that the grief is real. I know that people don't deal with the grief and kind of just let it be there. However, I was taught that grief is going to be a constant friend. It's kind of reminds you of how much love you had for this person. I also know that with the shamanic journey, that they're around you. They are around you. They try to talk to you, but like they're such in a different frequency that you can't hear them unless you work really hard to raise your frequency so you can meet to hear them. That is really hard for people because you have to live in your own truth, live your dharma to even get to them. And I'm starting to hear her. I'm starting to hear her cute nickname she always had for me, like kumquat. Who calls somebody kumquat? So they're always around you. When you think of them or when you see something that reminds them, they're right there. So just know that they love you. Grief, what I saw was like, it's this I saw this image that it was a ball, right? And then it was like a lead ball, like a old time bullet kind of, I was thinking, and then a bottle. And the bottle doesn't, the grief doesn't get smaller, the bottle grows around it. So you don't lose, the grief is always there. You just learn how to deal with it better. I know time can make it go better. However, my mom lost all her family. She was the last one in the family, and she was sad, and she didn't understand why, because she kept on to that grief, that heart. And what you need to realize is that you have to let them go. They're always going to be there. Just remember, they're there, and it's just that you have to let them go. I know that's easier said and done, because I know that they're there. I hear her, and it's just not the same. It's just it's just not the same. It's just heartbreaking, and I wish I could just see her, and like I miss our fights. I miss like the little stupid things, how she used to roast me. So this last month in April was her birthday, her first birthday, and I wasn't doing too good. I was really down. I started smoking more weed. Like I said, weed is more like a tool, and you shouldn't abuse it. Anything you abuse or use in moderation, you shouldn't do. So I was kind of like in a daze, because I didn't want to feel it. It was really hard. If you've gone through this, you know how hard it is. And it's, like I said, it's not just losing people or losing a pet. It's also like losing, like maybe a loss in relationship. It's different ways, different grieving. And my heart really goes towards the people who are grieving. So there's 3 ways to cope with the loss. All right. 1, you don't want to suppress your feelings. Just treat them nicely, have compassion towards yourself, because it's really a tough time for you, and you need to treat yourself with kindness. I know that it was like, let the pain actually pass through you and accept it in a sense of loving surrender. I know I was trying to let it surrender, like I let it pass through me. I was just crying and crying and crying, and then I'd be like, so I have a dark sense of humor. I don't know if anybody here knows that. I do, but I make fun of everything. I'm a Heyoka empath, so like I'm a lot of things, I've noticed, and so I made fun of everything, especially when I was high. So but that, yeah, I was sad. The second one is honor and even adopt traits that you loved about that person you lost. You can like take on their laugh, or look at the cool way they live their life, and just visualize that. My mom was always eat your cake first. So that's what I adopted. I love sweets so much. All right, the third one is to be grateful for the memories and lessons you were together. There's a lot of memories that I have in my heart. They're so special. I really do love her. And she still roasts me when she's around. I'll have you know that, like, so what I found out is that ghosts, like, especially in your family, they like to gossip. So my mom was a big gossip on Earth in the 3D, and now that she's in like the ethers or whatnot, and she's like telling everybody my secrets, and she's still in the family. That makes me smile, because it's just so like her. I can just be like, oh, keep that a secret, Mom. Anyway, here's some other information I wrote down a long time ago. Accept your feelings, like we talked about. You can talk to your family. What you need to do is take care of yourself. You need to take care of you. I know my spirit team always says that I need to take care of me. And they're very compassionate, loving towards me. that you need to be patient. Time doesn't really heal it. Like I said, you just grow over it. However, it does lessen this pain. You can go to therapy. One thing is, don't isolate yourself. Journal lets you go of some things. Like journal helps a lot. And the last one I have is, don't make any life major decisions, so you can process those emotions. I am so thankful for the spiritual journey, because if I didn't have it, I don't even know where I would be. I've said that I'd probably be in the grave with her. I'm not like trying to make this morbid or nothing, but that's how depressed I was. I was major depressive. I know she's there, but I miss her so damn much. So this is what I'm going through right now. Like I said, I want to make this vlog more into like putting spiritual tips. I gave you some tips, and know that they're there. They're just there. They're watching, gossiping about you to their family. Yeah. Big gulps, huh? Love you guys.